Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. North here, but you can call me Jacob. Thanks for clicking on the channel. In today's Destiny 2 build video, I got for you the Mask of Fealty. We're going to be showing you a really cracked out stasis build for hunters. This is really fun. It's pretty much a spammy melee build. I can't think of anything else that's really spammy compared to this on the melee side. You're just constantly going to have melees. You're constantly going to have stasis shards everywhere, and you're going to have a stack of frost armor on you all the time. So without further ado, let's get into what the exotic armor Mask of Fealty. Alright, so what Mask of Fealty does is the exotic perk reads, Withering Blades hits and bounces create a small stasis crystal and refund a portion of melee energy. Using your Withering Blade to shatter crystals or frozen targets releases a spread of Withering Blades. I'm not sure if this perk is fixed yet, I don't think it is, but the two other exotic perks I guess that it does, because to me it's like two perks in one. What it reads is it hits and bounces and creates a small crystal. So we're going to talk about that real fast and why that's really powerful, and then we'll get into the refund a portion of melee energy, which it gives you 20% on one stack and it gives you 40% on the next hit. So if you get two Withering Blade hits, it gives you 40% of that melee energy back, which is really nice. So yeah, you are gonna have the stasis crystals when you get the tags of Withering Blade, and you're gonna get 40% melee energy back, pretty much roughly 40% melee energy back, and then you're gonna destroy the crystals that you made with the Withering Blade, and that's gonna give you the shards you need to get melee energy back. So that's pretty much the gameplay loop with the exotic Mask of Fealty. Now let's get into what exotic weapon we are going to synergize with this build, and this is a really fun one. Alright, so what we're going to be using for this stasis build to pair with Mask of Fealty is the exotic kinetic stasis scout rifle Wicked Implement. Wicked Implement is a 180 RPM scout rifle, and one of the perks on the weapon reads, Rapidly landing precision hits causes targets to become slowed. So this is going to become hand in hand. It's going to come hand in hand with the other perk, the trait on this weapon, which is called Tithering Harvest. While creeping attrition is active, destroying stasis crystals or landing precision final blows creates a stasis shard. The stasis shard refunds to you, and collecting stasis shards refills the magazine. So it's pretty much, it goes, hand in hand. You're going to be picking up a ton of shards, and you're going to be making shards for your melees to constantly come back. So that is why I believe Wicked Implement really goes well with this stasis build, and synergizes the stasis weapon. So definitely, if you have a Wicked Implement, pull it out of the vault and give it a go. Now we're going to get into the catalyst of Wicked Implement. What the catalyst does is precision final blows spawn a stasis crystal at the victim's location, so it gives you headstone on top of all of the other benefits, and collecting stasis shards gradually overflows the magazine. So there's gonna be, like I said, there's gonna be a bunch of shards. You're gonna have a stacked magazine. It's gonna be really nice. Alright, so now that we got over the exotic armor Mask of Fealty, and I explained to you guys why I feel like Wicked Implement is really strong with this build, and I showed you guys the gameplay loop and how you pick up the shards, you throw your Withering Blade, you get 40% energy back, use your Gambler's Dodge to get a ton of melee energy back as well. Now we're going to get into the fragments and abilities and the artifacts as well. This is going to be really important because, as you guys see on the video that I showed you guys, the shards are giving you guys a ton of melee energy. So we're going to get into the fragments to explain why they give you a ton of energy. So let's get up into that. Alright, now that I showed you what the exotic does and how the gameplay loop works and how the Wicked Implement synergizes amazing with this build for Mask of Fealty, I'm going to show you guys the abilities I have here running for this stasis build. I'm running Gambler's Dodge, so obviously you want to get your melee back, you want Withering Blade, and you want Glacier Nade so you can have as much crystals as possible. And for the really important, this is really important, is Grim Harvest. Defeating slowed or frozen targets creates stasis shards. These shards grant melee energy when picked up by you or your allies. While Grim Harvest is equipped, picking up stasis shards grants stacks of frost armor. So frost armor stacks all the way up to, I think, like over 30% DR. So it's really nice. And you want Winter Shroud, so when you dodge near enemies. You get your class ability regeneration, and it's just super good to slow enemies down, especially in Onslaught. So now let's get into the fragments here. Whisper of Fissures, obviously this is a fan favorite for me for stasis. Increases the damage and size of the burst of stasis when you destroy a stasis crystal or defeat a frozen target. And next, you want Whisper of Hunger. This is probably one of the most important fragments on this build. Increases the melee energy gained from picking up stasis shards. So you get a ton of melee energy and you're going to be making a ton of shards everywhere. So that is the second fragment you want. And the third one, you want Whisper of Conduction. Nearby stasis shards track to your position. So it's going to be easier for you to get those shards, and it gives you a nice buff in Rezo and Intellect. For the fourth fragment, you want Whisper of Rhyme. Your Frost Armor has increased duration and maximum stat count. So this is going to be able to help you max out on your Frost Armor. And the last but not least, Whisper of Rending. Primary ammo weapons do increased damage to stasis crystals and frozen targets. This is going hand in hand with the Wicked Implement. So these are the fragments, aspects, and abilities I want you running on this build. Now we're going to get into the artifact and the tonics here that are going to boost this even more. Alright, so now for the artifact here, we are going to be going with Killing Breeze. Obviously you want to put Anti-Barrier Scout for your Wicked Implement. Alright, so we're going to go Killing Breeze, Rapid Weapon, Final Blows, grant you a bonus to ability. And then we're going to go one with Frost, while Frost Armor is active. Stasis Weapons gain increased reload speed and stability. Stasis Swords gain increased guard resistance. And for Wind Chill, we're going to be going Rapid Stasis Weapon Precision hits, grants you a stack of Frost Armor. So this once again goes hand in hand with Wicked Implement. So you're going to be getting those rapid hits on the enemies, and it's going to give you some stack armor, Frost Armor. It's going to be a stack of Frost Armor, excuse me. And this also can be boosted with the tonics as well. And Crystalline Converter, gather stasis shards to gain stacks of Crystalline Converter. Your next powered stasis melee hit creates stasis crystals equal to the number of stacks you have. So once again, this can be boosted with the tonic, as you can see right there. And Hell the Storm is the next artifact perk you want. Shattering stasis crystals release shards of ice that damage and slow targets. This is going to go really well with your melee, your shurikens, and your glacier nades. So you're going to be having it's going to be spammy. So that's all. This build is just a melee spam build. It's super fun. Probably the most spammy melee build that I can think of. So let's get into the next artifact perk. Is Armor of Aramis. While Frost Armor is active, taking critical damage from combatants causes you to emit a freezing burst. Once again, this can be boosted with a tonic. And next, we're going to be going with Brain Freeze. Frozen combatants become surrounded by chilling fog, which slows combatants that aren't already. So this is a really nice artifact perk. And last but not least, this is what you want as well. Picking up a stasis shard grants you class ability energy. So Serve Cold. These are all the artifacts that you want for this build. All the stasis, you want to build into everything stasis, and then put Anti-Barrier Scout for your Wicked Implement. So those are the artifact perks, and I showed you which can be boosted with tonics as well. So let me just go over my armor really fast. It's not that important, but just thought I might go over it. Alright, so really quick, pretty much the loadout you want to run here is you can run anything, to be honest, but I'm just running Indebted Kindness, works really well here, and I'm running a Chill Inhibitor as well for like Ad Clear. It's not really DPS, but really good for Ad Clear. So alright, now let's get into the armor really quick. I have Stasis Siphon and a Finder on. Pretty much Stasis Siphon is the most important thing here. And I have double momentum transfer on my gauntlet. So when we get a damage with a grenade, it reduces your melee cooldown, and the chest piece is just just whatever your activity you're doing. And for my leg armor, I am using double invigoration for my melee cooldown. You pick a Orb of Power and then have recuperation. And last but not least, have my Hunter Cloak, I have a Bomber, Powerful Attraction, and Time Dilation. So that is what I have on all my armor. I will have a dim link down below, so keep an eye on that. Alright, so I just want to make a quick little outro and say I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching my content. Make sure to drop by the streams. I do stream here on YouTube as well. We'll be streaming trials all weekend. So pop by, come say hi. But yeah, appreciate it, and I'll have a dim link down below in the comment section. And thanks for all the love. Make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe if you enjoy the content, and I'll catch you all on the next one, maybe, hopefully. Peace.